I really always love reading and writing. And at some point I just realized, actually, can't find a notebook I like. Maybe I should make it. We just try to do the best notebook possible. The company has been growing 100% every year for over the past 5 years.
How do you compete with something that's a little bit cheaper, but yours is, I want to say, more special and has a more of a premium price?
What we try to do is you don't buy a notebook, you buy a companion for your lifetime. What is more personal than what you write, right? Nothing almost. And then how do we make people come back? I think by just trying to offer the absolute best customer experience possible around the product and be true on the promise that we sell.
Hey everybody, and thank you for listening. My name is Andres Figueira, and I'm going to be your host for the day. I'm located in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and this show is brought to you by the Global Talent Company, a company that's connecting top remote professionals from Argentina, South Africa, and all over the world with leading tech companies worldwide. So if your team is looking to hire world-class talent from South America, South Africa, or from wherever you want, head over to theglobaltalent.co and see how we can help. And with me right here, I have Jérôme Bacquias, founder and CEO of Paper Republic, one of the leading manufacturers of premium notebooks in Europe. So, Jérôme, how's it going? It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Andres. A pleasure to be here. Doing well. Thank you so much.
Now, I'm very glad that we got to have you on the episode. I must say that this episode from today and what you guys do, it really hits home for me because I am a journal fan. I have already, I would say, 7 or 8 complete notebooks of all my notes that I just save in a little library. So when I saw what Paper Republic was all about, I was like, I can't wait to have a chat with Jérôme and see how you started, how the company came to be. So if you want to help us put the audience a bit more in context, let us know a little bit about yourself and Paper Republic.
Sure. So first, I'm Jérôme. I think I could call me a Frenchman. I was born in France, but now I'm in Europe, based in Austria. And I created Paper Republic about 12 years ago. Come from a completely different background. So for me, it's something I really discovered step by step.
Okay.
I did study political science, and then I was a consultant. Then I just stopped everything and had a kind of a crisis and just decided to create notebooks out of the blue, so to say, because I just loved writing and paper. So it's really a life project. It was really out of almost a crisis, I would say. And this started as a one-man show, right? And it just grew step by step over the years. And now we're about a team of 100 people. And what is incredible is we do everything ourselves. Well, we're completely vertically integrated company. So we do the notebooks, we cut it, we prepare it, we do the marketing, we ship it. And this is Paper Republic. So this is who I am.
Wow, that is so cool. And Jérôme, you do everything in-house. That's crazy. And what was at the beginning of your story, you're mentioning that you were in consulting and then you got fed up with the corporate life. What was that moment of realization when you realized that the corporate life wasn't for you?
I think at some point there was no choice anymore. I just hit the end of the road. Yeah. I think in life sometimes you just feel like there is no way further. If I just go further, it's just gonna really lose myself in such a way that I will not be myself anymore. So I just had to quit. I just felt it. I had to move away and just to say goodbye to the old corporate life I had. And it just happened on Monday. I had this realization on a Monday morning. It was a very, very big corporate, the meeting where everyone is sitting and you just feel and then just guys, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go through my agenda. I'm just going to leave the company now. And then on Tuesday, I just left the company. And I really had no clue what to do. Really no clue. I just knew I cannot be there, sit on the Monday morning, take a flight on the Tuesday, go for a project, come back. No, that was over. And it took me about 6 months just to find out what I wanted. So I tried many different ideas, many different things. I think at some point, you kind of get lost. But I really always love reading and writing. And at some point I just realized, actually, can't find a notebook I like. Maybe I should make it. And this is how it started. But I had absolutely no clue about printing, paper, leather, nothing. So I just went to fairs to meet people, meet suppliers. I had no business background either. So just did everything myself.
That's crazy, Jerome. That's very inspiring. Respect for that, because realizing you don't want to be there. I love the fact that it was on a Monday. That means you had the rest of the week to get yourself together.
But I think we all have it. But I think that for me, the test is how do you feel on a Sunday evening? Like, do you feel great about the coming week? Is this something like you're looking forward? Or do you feel like you don't want to be on the Monday morning? And if this is just like 1 or 2 times, that's fine. If it's over weeks and weeks feeling the same like Sunday evening like blues, then you should really like take some steps. And for me that was like one Monday morning too much, and just decided to leave the company.
It's true. And the body and the mind, although they can be crazy at sometimes, they can also be very wise. So it's important to listen to that and make sure that you don't stay somewhere you don't want to be or that you feel you shouldn't be. Because then we get stories like yours in which you got to be able to make something that you love. And like, I really empathize with you and the fact that if I were to not quit my job for tomorrow, I wouldn't know what to do either. But it's really beautiful how you were able to find something that you're passionate about personally, because I love journals. I always have, like what you said, I never find the notebook I actually like. I always have to make concessions with one that I say, okay, this is the best one I got, but it's not the one I need, like I desire. And when I start to look into your website, I feel that the notebooks you guys create, it's a premium class product, right? It's very well done. And I believe it's handcrafted.
So yeah, it's handcrafted. I think we just try to do the best notebook possible. No, like it's a very simple product. I mean, like paper has been around for 2,000-3,000 years. Leather has been around for 5,000 years. So we're not inventing the iPhone here, right? That's clear.
What's put on that product that's so timeless.
but you need to put so much love and attention to it to make it perfect. I think notebooks is one of the most personal items you can own. Like, it's like a watch, like it's something you carry all the time. It's close to you. It's almost physical, the relationship you have to the notebook. And indeed, you need to have this special connection to it. Otherwise, it's just something that you will throw away after a few weeks. But I just felt like this was completely missing on the market. Like this super personal connection you have with your writing, with the object, was kind of missing. And I just tried to put everything together, like from the materials, the suppliers, the design, and even like the use of it. I wanted to make a notebook that is a companion for life. That's all. Okay. That's what we try to do is you don't buy a notebook, you buy a companion for your lifetime. And this is what we want, because this is what is more personal than what you write, right? Nothing almost.
It's true.
So you want it to be secret, you want it to be personal, you want some intimacy, but you also want something which is that will be with you over the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, even maybe your children, right? And this is something I really wanted from the beginning. So we do everything ourselves, and of course it is handcrafted, because this is for us like a way to really master the product and to understand really the quality from A to Z.
Okay. And Jérôme, how have you been able to compete in a market such as I believe, I want to say static or filled with many products as notebooks, because they're very mass produced by these other companies that maybe don't have as much soul as you guys have, but they do have a lot more inventory. How do you compete with something that's a little bit cheaper, but yours is, I want to say, more special and has a more of a premium price?
But I think this is the opportunity we have, and it is massive. And I don't think there is any brand currently on the market doing what we try to do, is taking a very customer mass-produced product into something more premium, something which will last, which is actually more expensive, but which will be like from a quality like nothing comparable to the other products. So I think it was pretty easy to compete, because there was no one there. All the other brands were either trying to do some shitty apps or crap like notebooks, like for £2-3 or dollars. And we just come here and say like, well, you have something here for $50 to $100, but it will be for life. And trust us, it's the best product we will ever own, and I really think so. So basically, when I started, because I was really alone, there was almost no competition out there exactly on that niche. So it's way easier. And the other point is the ability of Paper Republic to sell directly to customers. So this is a very traditional market, so to say. Most of the players go through distributors, wholesalers, and then shops, and then you have a lot of middlemen between you and the customers, and we are completely direct to customers. So this makes it possible to first have more margin, but also to know our customers, to have a customer base, and to have a super high number of recurring customers. So yeah, that's how we did our way, and I really think there is a massive opportunity here. So we are just trying to do the best.
And I love how you mentioned that. Like somebody like me myself, I would have thought like, hey, in this mass produced market of notebooks, maybe it's a little bit harder to stand out by being such a premium price. But then that's the angle you saw, and it's like there isn't a premium product to compete with all these mass produced ones. So that's really cool. And how have you been able to maintain that handcrafted quality after you guys, I believe you grew more than 100% or 100% in 2023. Is that correct?
With the company has been growing 100% every year for over the past 5 years.
How is it that you're able to maintain the handcraft quality while it keeps on growing? Like, is it the team that you get always a specialized person that knows how to make them, or what's your process around that?
It's one of the main challenges, to be honest, because it's not the same thing to do like a few hundred notebooks a month and to do tens of thousands, even maybe hundreds of thousands.
Of course,
you got to build a team. Everything is the team, right? It's the team and the processes. So I think we've built a fantastic team of people who are really like super knowledgeable in leathercraft, in production, in purchasing and supply, in planning, and then we've built the processes around that. So we're still learning about it, but the main challenge is actually very few companies do this kind of very like labor intensive factory in Europe. It's usually you do this in Eastern Europe, you do this in Asia. But I would say we're one of the few companies doing this way. So it's not only to produce it like ourselves, it's to do it ourselves in the middle of Europe, in the middle of Vienna, in the middle of the city. We're not even in the outskirts of the city. We're in the city center and building this massive facility of now 100 people working and producing notebooks in the center. So yeah, the team and the process. That's it.
Okay. Understood. And Jérôme, now that you mention it, like you guys are located in Vienna, like in the center of the city, you're creating these notebooks yourselves. Do you only sell to the European and American markets, or are you guys already shipping worldwide? Like, do you want to become a worldwide brand, or is it just better to stay a little bit smaller?
We're selling 90% our business is online, and we serve the entire world, right? So there are a few countries where we cannot deliver because of some very obvious political or economic problems. But basically, we deliver to every country in the world. Like our main markets are what you mentioned, like still like Europe and the US or North America, but Asia, some Middle East countries, even Africa, South America. It's pretty strong for us. So it's I would say it's the rest of the world is still like a third of the business. And we're shipping this every day from Vienna.
I'm asking this question purely for me because I wanted to know if you guys ship to Argentina, because I want one of these notebooks already.
We do. I mean, it's not always what we learn is not always easy to export to Argentina, but for other reasons.
It's true. And okay, so Jérôme, going back to the topic at hand, from like, how were you able to transition from selling from shop to shop and being alone to doing small batches and building then an international online presence? Like, what was the main catalyst in that? Was it that the team expanded, or was it that you maybe got fed up with going by foot and just walking your way to see what you could sell?
Yeah, I think at some point I just realized that what I wanted to do, i.e. super high quality, not mass-produced goods, and going to the traditional like distribution networks was just not working. Like the wholesalers were driving the price down. They wanted to to pay even always later. So was just not working from a economic perspective. So basically, that was again this moment like there is
Okay.
no other choice. There is no other choice but to go online and sell directly to their customers. And then from this moment, just try and I always go all in. When I take decisions, I go all in, right? So I went all in the company, and then I say, well, now it's time to go all in online. So that was about 2018 or something, and then I decided to shift the other business online. So we closed all the business with all the wholesalers we had, and went completely online direct to customers from Monday to Tuesday, and it just worked out like incredibly well because the online growth is massive, and we have access to all the trade in the world, right?
And by the dates you're giving me, it seems you made the transition from like going with wholesalers and stuff to the online world right before the pandemic, right?
Right. It was about 2 years, a year and a half before, and actually, that's true. That was a very good timing in the sense, and we had a very pretty unfortunate, but we had a very good time during the pandemic, of course.
Of
Purely
course.
from
No.
an economic perspective, also because we did produce everything ourselves. So we were not relying on supply from Asia or from other countries that were being blocked. So we had a extremely strong growth during the pandemic. That's true. But it was pretty difficult though, because you have to bring people together. The time was tough. So but yeah.
Now, if you make the product physically, I imagine with what's it called, and with the quarantine rules and everything, it must have been harder. But I feel that the companies that made the switch, with a lot of companies that I've talked to that made the switch right before the pandemic to go online, it actually boosted them because people went crazy and at home, locked up. It was hard. But Jérôme, I've heard you mention several times that these notebooks last a lifetime. And it's like I hear that they are very, very, how can I say it? I know the word in Spanish, but it left my mind in English. So I just want to say that they have very long lives. So how are you able to get your your customers to build loyalty with them when they will never need to actually repurchase a notebook? Could you even explain to us why the notebook lasts a lifetime for anybody that's listening that doesn't understand?
So our concept is we make actually leather notebooks. So there you have a leather cover, which is very strong. And inside you put different refills, different notebooks. So it can be big ones, smaller ones, can be with lines, can be with dots, can be planners, can be really a lot of different things. And you can change these refills and planners inside as much as you want. It is not a proprietary system, so you can even put other brands and things that you love or other books. So it's not based on People Public. So basically, you make your own notebook, right? And the leather we use is certainly one, or if not the best leather in the world for sure. So it's a vegetable tan leather from super nice animals of vaqueta. It's really like really top notch. And the quality is incredible, and it cannot break basically. Like leather is this incredible material where it's just actually a byproduct of the meat production. So you don't kill any animals. And leather is something that's been around for 5,000 years, and we now in a stage where leather is just extremely durable, and I think way more than plastic or any other material. So basically, the system we make it possible to say that this is something that you can keep for 100 years for sure. Because you can refill it and you can use it as much as you want. So first we have the product and we can prove it. And then how do we make people come back? I think by just trying to offer the absolute best customer experience possible around the product, and to be true on the promise that we sell. That we make tools that will change the life of our customers, that will make it possible to organize the life, to be creative, and to be the best version of themselves. And we just try to really fulfill that promise. And I think we do it pretty well most of the time. And people just come back because they see the quality is here, they see the authenticity is here, And
Great.
when you write, you don't only write once a month or once a year. You just have to write like most of the time. So you just come back because you play more notebooks, right? So this is how we try to do it, and by the fact that we are a D2C company, we speak directly to the customer. So we have our audience on social media, we have our audience in email marketing, we have our audience on different channels. So we speak to the customers all the time, not only to sell them the stuff, but also to explain how we work, who we are as a company. And I think that authenticity and really like human connection that we try to bring to the customer makes a big difference. One small example, if you want, Andres. Like one thing I started when I started the company is to always write a personal note to every customer when we have an online order. So there is a dear Andres, thank you for your order. All the best from Vienna. And I did that from the very first order that my customers place on our Shopify store. And 12 years later, we still do it. So every online order has a real online note written by a team member thanking them for the purchase. And you know, that's not something that any company would do at scale. But we just do it because I do believe that makes the connection and people feel like, wow, they really do it. And yeah, of course. Yeah, if you treat people like well and with respect, I think they come back. In business, life, in friendship, whatever you want.
Oh my goodness. I know me personally for a fact, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole via Paper Republic's media in Instagram, TikTok, and just see these stories because I'm a sucker for those. If I'm already sold on the product, this will finish like delivering the final blow. But if anybody liked what Jérôme mentioned, you know you can find them in paper-republic.com or on social media. Just look them up. Very nice brand and very nice conversation. Thank you so much for your time, Jérôme.